Folks, did you see ITV racing again today? I know I'm regularly calling them, but they just keep giving me ammunition. I couldn't believe it. Did you see that piece of Francesca Comani's? Great as a clothes horse, old Francesca, no problem at all, but sometimes she gets herself stuck behind the eight ball a little, if you ask me, and she did today in no uncertain terms. She was dissecting the merits of the Dante against the Musidora and vice versa. One's obviously the trial for the fillies and one's a trial for the colts. And she's looking at all data, official data that's been gleaned, and she's looking at things like sectional times, even horse stride lengths and so on and so forth. She's getting completely wrapped up in it and caught up in it. She doesn't know whether she's coming or going. She's got her three fellow co-presenters open mouth thinking you're just digging a bigger hole for yourself here, Francesca, and a bigger hole, and old Frankie's laughing while she's doing it and then realising how thick she sounds. Anyway, she gets all out what she wants to say, and they're looking at one another, they're thinking, what on earth was all that about? It was horrendous, it was so poor, so amateurish I can't tell you. But it got worse. As she finished the piece, old Ed chirps in, breaking news! And you thought, my God, what's happened? As Frankie had a fatal fall in America, not that I wish on him, don't worry about that. As a well-known trainer, a current trainer died, what's going on? Breaking news. He said, I can confirm that, what was the horse called? Betty Clover, it just won the previous race. Betty Clover, it's in me here now. You got the first name wrong. No, Betty Clover it's Eve Johnson Horton's auntie. It's named after Eve Johnson Horton's auntie. And I'm thinking, that was breaking news. He was like going to make a massive announcement, like something really, really unbelievable had happened in horse racing. And all he's done is he's found who the horse was named after. And I thought, how bad is this? Then it gets worse later. Well, good. It was funny. Did you see that with Weaver and Chamberlain? If you didn't see it, I've got to tell you. They're on about, they're doing a Q&A session, old Rishi Prasad's doing it with William Buick and whatever else. And I think, was it Mick Fitz? I think Mick Fitz was there. And they're on about what they eat before they go racing. It was Mick Fitz, and Mick says, I never ate before I raced. I couldn't do, he said, because I was on the limit of my weight all the time. And Buick said, I managed to have a little bit, but not a lot. Some days I don't, but he said, like this morning I had a yoghurt and some berries. All right, anyway, that piece ended and they came to the four of them. And one of them, I think, Francesca said, so what would you eat, Jason? And anyway, they get to the end of the line and it's Chambo's go. And he said, I had a bit of muesli and something else this morning and some berries myself. Fresh fruit, muesli and fresh fruit. Jason, Weaver cookies you like. You don't get chins like that on muesli, because of how, Ed's got the old what's it that I've got. He panned over to Ed's face, he wasn't happy. Anyway, Weaver carried on talking and you're looking at Ed and he's thinking, he's had a dig at me live on air and I'm the Ed on show here, I'm the main presenter. So they carry on talking and he says something else and then Weaver goes, he said, and you won't be needing that violin anyway, Ed. He said, what do you mean? He said, well, you won't know what chin to stick in under, you've got that many of them. Ed went again, honestly, he just wanted the ground to open up and eat him, honestly. He was gutted, Chamberlain, absolutely gutted. He was just gold dust, it was absolutely brilliant. And I thought, in the rap meeting after that show, that's rap, there'll be words said. There's no doubt about that. Chamberlain's going to go and have a pop at Weaver. He's probably going to go to the people that run the show and say, he shouldn't be talking about me like that on air. He shouldn't be saying all of that. Oh, honestly, it was painful but funny. Really. Well, it weren't painful. It was really funny. Painful, I was laughing that much. And this when they start the show anyway. They started stood here, then everywhere. He stood in the field here. She stood somewhere else. Was she at an abbey or something? He's in a field. The other day they're in fields and they do all that walking up. Why don't they just get to the show on the podiums and start presenting? They did one was it last week or week before? I never even brought this up. I should have done. Was it for the Guineas, I think? Where they're all walking to one another. They start walking and all of a sudden then they walk to the next one and then they all pass it on. That was weird, really weird. And you had your man in that presents on a Saturday morning. Is it Bell? But not Rupert. You know what I mean, don't you? You know what I mean. Anyway, he's looking at the camera. He's trying to do his lines and he's looking at the camera. He's getting all caught up in it. And I'm thinking, this is just so amateurish. Just boring. We're here for a racing show, not for them to pass the baton on to one another and walk in different areas. And I'm thinking to myself, that's got Chamberlain's fingerprints all over it. These will all be his ideas. He thinks they're good. They're crap. Anyway, I've gone on for too long. I just thought ITV again just stooped to a few new lows. Oh, for Channel 4. Oh, for Channel 4. Eh? Frankham, McGrath, McCritic, something I called him. No problem. I'll have him over Chapman any day of any week. And all the rest. God, they missed. Alistair Down. Oh, I miss Alistair. I really do. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.